Alright. I just did Madame Farazan's test run, and now it's time for Wanderer. So, everyone's waiting for this guy since, like, what, 1.1? I was not playing the game when that update came out. However, I know about him from just seeing videos, and also from the Inazuma storyline, because that's when I first saw him. I have not done the Sumeru story yet. So this is technically a spoiler. Do I care? No, I do not. Let's go. Let's do it. Alright. Character description. By unleashing his elemental skill, the Wanderer will enter the wind-favored state and leap into the air. After unlocking the talent Jade-claimed Flower, when the Wanderer comes into contact with Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, Electro, when leaping, he will obtain buffs according to the contacted element. The Wanderer's elemental burst compresses the atmosphere into a vacuum that deals multiple instances of AoE damage, elemental orbs, blah blah blah. I'm also surprised they didn't go into deeper detail about how his skill works. Here he is, the infamous guy itself. You have been much anticipated, my man. You have been much anticipated. Like, people have been waiting for you since, like, 1.1.
There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
You shut your mouth. You and your stupid hat. What is this? It is a flower. No, it is a person. I'm gonna make fun of you.
Relax.
Alright, you little shit. Yeah, but people have been waiting for him for so long. It's like, I was convinced this man was not going to come out as playable. But nope, here he is with the little animal vision right there from Sumeru. Also, there's some skin showing for all the simps out there. You're welcome.
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
I find that semi-relatable. But yeah, I have actually known about him being an animal catalyst and his redesign for quite some time before he was actually released. Because, you know, people like spoiling things.
Relax.
Because people like it's fucking spoiling things. But yeah, I've known since earlier this summer, I think, actually. Maybe. I don't remember clearly. But I've known for a minute, so I wasn't really that surprised when I finally saw him. I'm just like, he's actually playable. Holy shit. Like, I was genuinely surprised they decided to make him playable at all. Because I thought he was going to be the next...
exchange pleasantries. It's rather
because I thought he was going to be the next person to die.
Just to occupy silence.
But no, he's alive and playable. The thing is, I was like, I'm not going to pull for him. I'm not interested. The new design's very cool. Just not interested, but nope. He could fucking fly.
Relax.
Bleh. Yeah, he's very Hydro looking, oddly enough. Like, he is. Someone said that before. I'm like, yeah, you're not wrong. Also, again, with the Genshin's signature asymmetricism.
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
You're not wrong, I guess. But the fact that he's here, it just means that all the Scaramouche fans are right. But he's just not Scaramouche anymore, he's Wanderer. So yeah, he's actually real. Actually, hold on. Before I do any of that, let's just look at the build first. He also has 0 elements of mastery, but he has a lot of defense.
Relax.
71, 132 crit ratio, and then 146 ER. Oh wait, hold on, let me check. Animal damage. Animal damage. I thought so. Okay, so his weapon is Tula's Remembrance. I know people have been calling it a bell, but like, looks more like just like a charm to me. But the passive Bygone Azure Teardrop. Normal attack speed is increased by 10%. After the wielder unleashes an elemental skill, normal attack damage will increase by 4.8 every second for 14 seconds. After hitting an opponent with a normal attack, during this duration, normal attack damage will be increased by 9.6. This increase can be triggered once every 0.3 seconds. The maximum normal attack damage increase per single duration of the overall effect is 48%. The effect will be removed after the wielder leaves the field, and using the elemental skill again will reset all debuffs. A bell crafted of deep sapphire and sterling silver. It echoes as crisp as they are distant. So yeah, it is a bell. It is 100% a bell, even though I kind of knew that. It looks to me more like a charm, but yeah. I didn't understand any of what I just read. Ah, that's the one. The Desert Pavilion Chronicle is the new animal set, which gives a 2-piece animal damage bonus by 15% and 4-piece. When charge attacks hit opponents, the equipping character's normal attack speed will increase by 10%, while normal charge and plunging damage will be increased by 40% for 15 seconds. So yeah. That's the new set. I haven't unlocked this yet. Constellations, we'll get to that in a second. And then his attack, skill, and burst are all 888. Not surprising. And then the voice is Patrick Pedraza. Again, I'm butchering everyone's name. I am so sorry. Because I don't know how to speak anything clearly. But oh, also, there's only 3 people. There's only 3 people on this team. Interesting. Anyway, yeah. Talents. Normal attack, Yuban Megan. Again, I'm not gonna pronounce anything correctly. I apologize. That is not my intention. Attack 3 attacks only, which is interesting. Then again, not really. A lot of Catalyst users don't really have that many normal attacks. Charge attack, stamina, AoE damage after casting, short time. Boom, there we go. Plunging damage, that's it. Yeah, 3 hits, but the third hit has 2 multipliers. So yeah. And then here comes where the most of his kit comes in, is his skill. Hanaga, a Song of Wind. Concentrates the power of the winds to break free from the shackles of the earth, dealing AoE animal damage before leaping into the air and entering the wind-favored state. The Wanderer cannot perform plunging attacks in this state. When he uses normal and charge attacks, they will be converted into Kyogo Fu Shodan and Kyogo to Fukai, respectively. The damage they deal and their AoE will be increased, and their damage will be considered normal and charge attack damage, respectively. Kyogo to Fukai will not consume stamina. I'm assuming this is charge attack. The Wanderer will hover persistently during this time. While this state is active, the Wanderer's movements gain the following properties. Persistently consumes Kyugo Ryoku points to maintain hovering in this state. While sprinting, additional points will be consumed for the Wanderer to accelerate mid-air. Holding sprint will cause persistent points to be consumed to maintain speed. This effect will replace his default sprint, so he will not have regular sprint while his skill is active. A totally new, like, stamina system, basically. Jumping expends extra points to increase hovering height. Holding jump will cause persistent points to be consumed to keep increasing hovering height. Running out of points will end the wind favored state. A second cast during the duration of wind favored will also end it. Okay. I like how I just didn't say that name at all. It's like, I can't pronounce that. I'm not even going to attempt to. So, attributes. Yeah, obviously, not going to go into that because I don't know anything about that. Actually, so he has initially 100, but I'm pretty sure Hydro increases that. I'll get into that in a second. And then his burst, Kyogen 5 ceremonial plays, compresses the atmosphere into a singular vacuum that grinds all troubles away, dealing multiple instances of AoE animal damage. If the character in the wind favored state, due to the skill, wind favored state will end after casting. So yeah, his burst isn't really that interesting in comparison to his skill. That really just packed everything into his skill. Just pack it, just pack it. It's like an Amazon package, but just opposite. So yeah, it apparently hits 5 times at 235, which is a lot of damage overall. And then first combat passive, Jade Claimed Flower. If the skill comes into contact with the elements when it is unleashed, this instant of the wind favored state will obtain buffs according to contact elements. Hydro. The cap is increased by 20. Pyro, the attack is increased by 30. Cryo, crit rate is increased by 20. And Electro, when normal and charge attack hits opponent, 0.8 energy will be restored. Energy can be restored this way every 0.2 seconds. You can have up to 2 kinds of these buffs simultaneously, so you can have 2. Unlike the image on the banner, it looks like he has 3. So, bullshit, Mihoyo, you're a liar. Hoyoverse, whatever, you know what I mean. Basically, if depending on your team loadout, you need to pay attention to what you're picking up. And then the second combat passive, which is a whole ass book. When the Wanderer hits opponents with Kyogo Fushodan or Kyogo Tofukai in his wind favored state, he has a 60% chance to obtain the Descent effect. The next time the Wanderer accelerates in midair while in this instance of the wind favored state, this effect will be removed, and acceleration will not consume points, and he will fire 4 wind arrows that deal 35% of his attack as animal damage each. Not as altogether, each. For each Kyogo Fudoshan and Kyogo Tofukai, those do not produce this effect, the next attack of those types will have a 12% increased chance of producing it. The calculation of this effect of production is done once every 0.1 seconds. Okay, so it's not like a base thing where, oh, you need to pick up this element. It's just like a small chance during combat, so it's not something you need to pay attention to anyway. So, okay. And then his non-combat passive, Mora Expended when ascending bows and catalysts, is decreased by 50%. It's also called Strom the Swirling Winds, by the way. I forgot to say that. Also, Gale's Reverie. That was his second passive. Sorry. Okay. Cracking Knuckles. Again, I apologize if I butcher every single word known to mankind. It's not my intention. Okay. Constellation 1, Shoban, Ostentatious Plumage. There, I didn't fuck it up. When in the wind-favored state, the attack speed of the Wanderers Fushodan and Tofukai is increased by 10%. Additionally, the wind arrows fired by the passive talent Gale's Reverie will deal additional 25% of his damage as of his attack as damage. You must unlock the passive first, obviously. Constellation 2, Niban, Isle amidst white waves. When in the wind-favored state, his burst will see its damage increase by 4% per point of difference between his max amount of points, contrast with the present capacity when using a skill. Through this method, you can increase the burst damage by 200% max. Jesus, I hate reading. And then Constellation 3, Sanban, Moonflower, Kusamai. It just increased the burst. Constellation 4, Yonban, Adrift into Spring. When casting his burst, should the passive talent Jade Claimed Flower be triggered, the character will gain buffs in correspondence to the contracted elements, and should also attain a random untriggered buff. A maximum of 3 such corresponding elemental buffs can exist simultaneously. So that explains his picture on the banner. If you look at it, it looks like he has 3 active. So that's probably because that in that particular instance it is a C4. Anyway. Constellation 5, Matsuban, Ancient Illuminator from Abroad. That is just the skill upgrade. And then Constellation 6, Shugen, the Curtains, Melancholic Sway. These fucking names, bro. When the Wanderer actively hits an opponent with Fushodan while in the wind-favored state, the following effects will occur. Deals an additional instance of Fushodan at the position hit, dealing 40% of the attack's original damage. This damage would be considered normal attack damage. When the Wanderer falls below 40 points, restores 4 points to him. Oh, I fucked that up. Points can be restored in this manner once every 0.2 seconds. This restoration can occur up to 5 times within the skill duration. Jesus Christ, so sorry if that made no sense. I can't read properly at all. Oh, I forgot to do the whole running thing with Farazan. God damn it. You know, when I first looked at him with his original design, I was like, how are they going to make the hat work? And they somehow managed to make it work. It just disappears. They're basically all of his entire kit. He only has it for decoration. Also, I like the fact that it's a flower. It's like, if you're just to hold still, it would just be like a flower, but then boom, there's a person beneath that. What does the text look like? In his first animation, he actually puts the weapon away with the flick of his hand. And during his third animation... he does like a pose. It's like, pose to the camera! Pose to the camera! He's also using his signature weapon. Because I don't know what other weapon they would give him. Also, it fits him very well. And finally, what you've all been waiting for! Behold! So he does, like, very slowly fall to the ground. Ooh. That is a very pretty sound. Looks like a black hole.
Squall Fury.
I don't know why that's so funny to me.
The wind rises.
Yeah, he slowly makes his way down. And you can press it prematurely to end it if you don't need to, like, do it. You can actually fly. Also, the pose is kind of different from the gliding pose. I don't know why this is so entertaining.
Squall Fury.
When people actually, like, use him in fucking domains, I know they're gonna be using him to get away from, like, imagine there's, like, platforming. They're just gonna use, like, fucking Wanderer, just, like,
The wind
boom,
rises.
and just go across and just not have to worry about it. Oh, that's the dash. Okay. We're gonna try the dash, and then we're gonna get to the more important part, which is the actual combat.
Squall Fury.
He has like little turbo boosters. That's fun. That's so fucking funny. He has turbo boosters. See, he has turbo boosters. He's also apparently very glitchy. Anyway, you shut your mouth, tiny boy. I'll fuck your ass up. Too slow, bitch. Fight me. That thing. Yep, Nothing new, nothing new, nothing new, nothing new. Okay, yep.
Cry louder.
Yeah, just tell everyone to cry? That's mean, bro. Why you gotta be so rude? Why you gotta be so rude?
That's far.
That's far. You got yeeted, bro. You absolutely got yeeted.
You're dead.
They're already dead, you idiot. Oh, that's funny. Holy shit. Okay, as per usual, solo time. Let's go, bitches.
Unsightly insects.
Why you gotta be so rude? Yeah, you can't get me. You can't get me up here.
Wretched vermin. Bow your head.
Unsurprisingly, that went very smoothly. Oh, that's ridiculous. I know I'm not gonna pull for him. I'm not. Look at me in the straight in the eyes with your doll face, bro. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. No, I'm not. No. Oh, don't turn your back on me with your fucking bowl cut. Not doing it. I have a guarantee. I'm saving for a different character. I'm not doing it.
Behold. Cry louder. Squall and fury. Wretched vermin. The wind rises.
So yeah, nothing really too interesting about his kit, aside from the fact that he can fucking fly, really. He's not too different from all the other catalyst users in that sense, where most of his kit is basically wrapped around either his skill, his burst, or charge attacks. Typically with some other DPSs, it's like a combination, but with certain other characters, it's just like one certain part of the skill that becomes the most important, you know what I mean? Like for Xiao, it becomes a combination of his burst and his plunges. For Hazo, it's basically his skill, you know what I mean? And then for Wanderer, it's just his skill. That's the most important part of his kit. That's the part that does the most damage. If you're not in his skill, then he does less damage with his basic attacks. He can still, like, basic just fine. Like most characters can. And so someone like Yanfei and Ningguang, who's basically their whole kit is wrapped around their skill. Not their skill, sorry. Their charge attack, there we go. But their skill has nothing to do with it. For Yanfei for example, when she uses her skill, she gets a full stack, and then she can do a charge attack at max power. For Ningguang, her skill,
Behold,
creates a sort of projectile shield that also grants those who pass through it a 12% increase to their geo damage. Every catalyst user is a lot like that, where some other characters aren't. But it seems to be that way for Animo DPSs so far, where most of their kit is wrapped around one thing. I guess Xiao's kind of not like that, I guess, but I swear this makes sense in my head. Basically, most characters tend to have a combination of things. Certain other characters only need one thing for the skill to make for it to be the best. I'm sorry. But basically,
know your place. The wind rises. Bow your head.
This might be controversial for some people, but mostly is the Wanderer doesn't really have too much going for him aside from his skill. Like, he feels like I don't know. It's cool. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's like the most epic thing to come out. I'm gonna get so much hate. Someone catches on to what I'm saying. Essentially, if you've like been saving cool for him, he's fun to play, definitely. I can't imagine this could be like very difficult in like just like open world, getting hit by certain things and just getting absolutely comboed like a motherfucker in the air and then dying as you fall off a fucking cliff. So that's a certain like danger that I guess most Scar fans would have to like just accept that they might just like get fucking Hail Married off a goddamn cliff. Just wow! Just you know. Essentially, he is fun to play, but there is a sort of like risk you take when you play with him. That you're going to get comboed out of the sky and possibly just like die upon impact with the ground or fall off a cliff and then die. So that's something you have to take care of and maybe pair him with a shielder. That may work pretty well. But then again, certain shielders, like I want to say Zhongwei Noel are geo shielders, and that sort of takes up one space, but if you want to combine him with like maybe like Diana or Layla, that gives him the cryo one that increases his crit rate, so maybe that's what you're looking for. It still just depends, I guess.
Relax.
Definitely. But yeah, overall, he's cool. I probably am not going to pull for him, even though I have a guarantee I have the Primo Sword. I'm not going to. But I hope that everyone who does pull for him...
There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
You shut up. I hope for all of you pulling for him, I hope all your pulls go well. Either way, I'm going to go. I'm gonna go. And of course, for all the simps out there who are finally excited to have him here,